happening with our country? Straight up, like, what is happening? All this shit that I'm reading, all this shit that I'm seeing, like, you would think that maybe people would wake up to some of these things and realize, hey, there's a reason why we're boycotting this certain thing. Or there's a reason why we are not supporting this thing. I mean, sitting here just trying to chill, trying to drink and have a little bit of fun, and just kind of vibe. I'm just trying to vibe. And then literally, I'm sitting here, I get a new notification from a guy that I watch on YouTube that I'm subscribed to, and he says in the title, Bud Light CEO is now blaming us, the consumers, for why they're failing, for why their people are not making enough money to survive and pay for themselves and their lives and whatnot. Are you gonna take responsibility, or are you gonna continue to blame us for your problems? Take some fucking responsibility. And it's not like if they ever did take responsibility that I'm gonna come crawling back to Anheuser. I'm done drinking Anheuser for the rest of my life. I'm done drinking Miller for the rest of my life. The only thing that's from Wisconsin that I'm gonna drink from Miller, it's not Miller related, but is Past Blue Ribbon, because they at least know how to keep their damn mouth shut. Even Linglings recently came out and decided to go woke and support the woke mafia. It's ridiculous. Can we stop having all these companies shove this shit down our throats? Please. That's all I'm asking. That's all we're asking. We don't give a fuck if you support the gay people. We don't give a fuck if you want to celebrate it. Do it in your own personal time. Don't fucking force it down our throats. Don't make us have to scroll through your shit on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, and then have to see it. It's ridiculous. I mean, jeez. And I honestly think it's going to get to a certain point where it's not safe to drink anything beer related. You know why? Because everything that goes beer is pretty much going woke. I mean, I did a short saying that there were some companies in Michigan that you could drink that's not woke, but who's to say that they might decide to be stupid and go woke? I don't think any of the Michigan brand ones will, because those ones, they don't have enough money to afford to go broke, because they know they'll lose literally all of their customers who drink their beer if they decide to go woke. They decide to support this shit. Another thing, your boy over here was a big fan, and I say I was a big fan of Tyler Farr, because Tyler Farr, he was a smaller country artist that came from North Carolina, or maybe another southern states, somewhere around there. But he was not very well known. He was featured on Ridiculousness a couple times, and I really liked him because he was a smaller country artist. And now he's out here saying that he supports Garth Brooks. He said he's gonna go to the Garth Brooks bar and support Bud Light. And you know what the saddest part is that he said he doesn't even drink beer. But you know what? He's still gonna go there to support Bud Light. And he's gonna. I mean, what the fuck, man? If you don't even drink beer, then why are you supporting a beer that's gone completely fucking woke? Why? You're not a true American patriot if you're supporting the shit that these beer companies are trying to force down our throat. See, here's the thing. Americans have been very tolerable of this shit for the last 20, 30 years. But it's starting to incorporate itself into things that we drink and do every day. We're getting tired of it. We, as Americans, are tired of shoving it down our throats like a big black cock down our throats and saying, yes, we will sadly accept this. We are getting tired of it. We are getting sick of it. We are tired of being the bitch and saying, yeah, we'll take it down our throats as deep as we can. Fuck that shit. You see everything that's being fucking boycotted these days. Bud Light, Winglings, Kohl's, Target, Miller. Ford's being boycotted. I don't understand that one. All they did was show off a rainbow colored truck. It's not like they were trying to do anything stupid. Like what all the other ones do. I mean, like, all the Starbucks. I mean, shit. Dude. And then a lot of these places, you would think they're taking heavy income from these mistakes. They don't even fucking learn from them. They're not even learning from these other people. They're doing the same shit. The same shit. Literally, like, 1 or 2 months later, they're starting to pull their bullshit. I mean, Garth Brooks, he's a fucking sellout. Same for same for Obama, and same for Biden. But he said he was too busy to sing for Trump. He's a Democrat, liberal piece of shit. And we cannot forget it. Burn his records. Burn Tyler Farr's records. Burn it all. Send Bud Light, Miller, Starbucks, all these woke left companies down the drain. Send them to the depths of hell. I'm telling you, man, this is getting ridiculous. It's getting really ridiculous. I'm tired of it. Sick and fucking tired of it. It's ridiculous. I think really the only thing that's safe to drink at this point is hard liquor. That's really it. What else do we have to fucking really back up? Hardly any beer is patriotic anymore. It's all fake and bullshit. I mean, the only ones that have probably haven't not completely went woke yet is Pass Blue Ribbon, Coors Light. That's really it. Sam Adams. Everything else, down the drain. Bourbon whiskey and moonshine are like really the only two things that kind of are, well, hard liquor in general. But for me, what I've resorted to the most is whiskey, because whiskey has been the most consistent. They hardly ever talk about anything besides their drinks. Jack Daniels did support some drag queen shows, but they were mainly for adults. So I'm not going to put it against them. I don't like Jack Daniels personally, even regardless of that. But I'm not going to fucking... If I ever want a Tennessee Fire here or there, I mean, I'm not going to say no. They could have done worse. They could have went full Bud Light. It just irritates me. All these people and companies going so woke. You know what's another thing that pissed me off? I think the government doesn't want me to talk. My fucking phone's at 20%. How the fuck is that possible? That makes no sense. I haven't hardly been on my phone, and the last time I checked it, it was well over 70%. You're telling me in 5 minutes that my phone's under 20%? That's bullshit. Maybe it's a ghost. Maybe it's draining my battery. I don't know. No one's even in this fucking stream anyways. I have 227 damn subscribers and not even a single one fucking person ever comes to talk to me. Awesome. As you can tell, I got a haircut today. Got a little trim on the beard. Lovely and lovely. See, this is part of the reason why I kind of don't want to really live long. I don't want to be here very long. I kind of just want to go out in flames and go out with a bang and be done with life. Just look at this shit. Look at where we're at right now as a country and society. Just look at us. It's pretty pathetic. Yeah, you think about it. Everything's going woke. Everything's going stupid. Everyone is being drained in by electronics, and they are literally being... Like, I was sitting in my mom's barbershop today, and this guy that was a little younger than me, he was a senior. I don't know, I think it was high school. Western. As soon as he sat down, the first thing he reached for was his phone to start texting and playing games on it, because he was originally in the barber chair getting his hair cut. So as soon as he had a free chance to get up and sit down and just relax, he just grabbed his phone. You know, the entire time I was in there, I never even touched my phone once. People have become so dependent on phones that they can't live a single second without having it in their hands, being on social media or playing a video game on there. It's pretty sad, really. I'm hardly ever on my phone. If I'm out in public, I'm out at Meijer, gas station, grocery store, just anywhere. My phone's in my truck. I never take it in with me, unless I absolutely need to take it in with me somewhere that's important. But besides that, I never take it with me. You know, social interaction is the key to bringing us together as human beings, because we forgot how to socially interact with each other. We all are so damn dependent on our phones and technology that we forgot how to interact with each other face to face. Just texting all the time, calling all the time. It's pretty sad. I mean, and I'm coming from a generation where we grew up on phones. I'm 22. I'm 23 in October. I grew up in a generation where most of the kids in my school grew up with smartphones. Most of the ones that had sports, but a lot of them that really didn't need it either. I didn't have my first phone until I graduated high school. I had an iPod through middle and high school, but an iPod, like one of those little handheld iPods, that's a lot different than an iPhone. I can understand some of the people in doing sports needed phones because they need to be able to contact their parents and, you know, get a hold of them if they need to do things. But like back in the old days, before our generation, they didn't have that shit. They had maybe flip phones in the early 2000s. But before then, basically what happened is that you told your parents what was going on and when they needed to pick you up, and that's how things got done. Either that, or you walked home from doing your stuff after school. You wouldn't like be able to contact your parents or whatever it was. I watched a lot of older shows in the 80s, 90s and stuff like that. They didn't have communication. Maybe if their friends' parents would know what they were doing after school and they would pick them up. But for the most part, most kids didn't just get a ride from school and after school events and whatnot. They would have to walk home because that's how it was. And nowadays, we give kids at the age of 6 or 7, 8 years old a big old fucking iPhone that they definitely don't deserve or need. And we're brainwashing them with the use of technology. And parents don't even know how to govern their own kids these days. Most times, parents don't even want to deal with their kids. You know what they do? Here's your electronics. And then parents have become so accustomed to being pussies that they don't even know how to discipline their kids. It's so fucking sad. So sad. I was at Polly's one time. I saw this like little 6 to 8 year old boy playing Call of Duty Mobile. I looked at his ass and said, dude, he should not be playing that game. That is very violent for an 8-year-old. What if he grows... I didn't say this, but I was thinking, like, what if he grows up and he thinks that this shit's real and he goes out and shoots up a school? I mean, I didn't say this, obviously, but like I'm thinking it, like... You don't give access to a kid that's under the age of 10. I would say it's hard to guess because I was 11 when I first started playing Call of Duty. You know what? I never once shot up a school. I never once threatened to kill somebody or do nothing stupid. You know, kids these days don't have that same thinking as some of the older gens do. I mean, I could play GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, um, all these games, and be able to play it knowing that it's just a game. It's not real. I mean, war is real, in real life war and fighting is real, but the games were not real. I was able to decipher the difference between the two of them. Kids these days don't know how to. Like I saw a video on YouTube a couple months ago. This 14 or 15-year-old made a shooting threat or a bomb threat to his school over some video chat. He was hanging out with his friends in the group chat or whatever it was. He made a threat to their school that he was going to bomb them or shoot them up. Cops come to their house and they arrested him and took him to jail. And then, you know what? The mom doesn't even have the responsibility or the capability of mind to accept that her kid can do something like that. Her kid will not actually do that. She's like, he's not like that. He was just a joke. He was just playing with his buddies on a video game. It's not real. Motherfucker. Yeah, it's not real until you make a fucking threat to your school, to other people, and that's real. It's not real to a certain point. When he makes a threat to people that are actually alive, that are actually attending a school, that's real. That's not a game no more. That's not a joke. That's real. He would have actually did that if the cops didn't stop him. And the parent has no idea what she's talking about. She's just so emotionally disturbed that the cops are taking him to jail over something he said online. Motherfucking bitch, that kid would have probably shot up that school if the cops didn't stop him first. He would have killed a bunch of people. He could have harmed or injured a bunch of people. You have to stop the act before it becomes a serious problem. And parents don't understand that these days. They don't. That's a serious... If you did that back in the old days, you would go to jail for life almost. Probably. You would go to jail for at least 10 to 20 years. At least that. I mean... This shit is getting... Just think about all the school shootings and the bomb threats and everything like that. That's happening in our society. It's all kids that are the same age as him thinking that this shit's real and that they can do whatever the hell they want and not get in trouble for it. So they go and do it. And that's why it's happening. You have to stop it before it becomes that kind of an issue. Parents haven't... Dude, my parents spanked me and whipped my ass when I was a kid. Like, literally, in the ass. Like, did I ever go crying to the cops like, oh, my mom's abused me? Fuck no. You know why? Because it's discipline. There's a difference between discipline and abuse. Abuse is if they fucking hit you for absolutely no reason and just kick the shit out of you because they like it. Discipline is when you do something wrong and they spank you or hit you for it because you did something wrong and you were stupid. And you decided to do it regardless of what they said. Kids these days have it so fucking easy. I mean, literally, if anything, the kids are the ones who are the abusers these days. Kids are abusing their parents because they know their parents can't discipline them. Because if the parents discipline them, the kids immediately go cry to the fucking Child Protective Services and say, oh, my mom hurt me, my mom beat me up, my mom disciplined me, take her away. And you know what? They believe the kids. And I'm coming from a generation who grew up like this. It's pretty sad. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ugh. finally done with that shit. It's pretty sad, really. Well, not much I can do about it. They're all their own people, and we all live our own lives. Well, I'm gonna get off here. I thought way more people would have fucking decided to join this trap than I had realized. So, see you guys later. My phone's almost dead, so I can't do much about it. Anyways, but peace out, guys. If I can charge my phone later and I'm still somewhat going, I'll talk to you later. Peace out, guys.